When you think of Egypt, you think of the pyramids, but I want to show you another side to Cairo that most people don't go to visit when they're there. One of the things I recommend is staying in a high-rise hotel when you're in Cairo, because you get to see these magnificent views, including the pyramids, if you're lucky, on a clear day. So one of the first places I recommend that you visit is the Cairo Citadel and the Mosque of Muhammad Ali. The mosque was built in the Ottoman era by Muhammad Ali Pasha, who was himself obviously an Ottoman. And I would say this mosque is probably Cairo's second best known landmark after the pyramids. I believe it even features on their money. It also has this interesting clock which was gifted by France. Another thing people don't really realise is that there's a large Christian population in Egypt. And a very interesting place to visit is Old Cairo. This is primarily a Christian district, and you'll see all these pictures everywhere of the Virgin Mary travelling to Egypt. There are also plenty of very interesting looking churches, as well as historical churches. You don't have to be religious to appreciate these places, but they're just amazing to look at. You can also go to visit the location where it's said the Virgin Mary and Jesus stayed for 3 months, hiding from the Romans. And talking of the Romans, next to the churches is this place called the Fortress of Babylon. This is where the Roman Empire made its last stand in Egypt before they were removed. And it's said you can even still see the blood on the walls from the battle. But personally, I'm not too sure if blood can remain on walls for almost 2,000 years. But that's what I was told. And just around the corner from there are some other holy sites within churches to visit. There was a very interesting church I visited known as the St. George's Church, where he was actually kept there as a prisoner by the Romans. And I saw a lot of the locals going in there and putting chains around their necks and praying, which was quite interesting to see. And then there's this column here, which I was told was bleeding and is a site of a miracle. Again, you don't have to be super religious to enjoy this. It is interesting and historic. And once you're done with all this, you can head into an area called Heliopolis, where you can visit this place called the Baron Palace. This is by far one of the most random things I saw in Cairo. The palace belonged to Belgian aristocrats who lived in Cairo and actually helped build part of the city and the rail network. But it laid abandoned for a very, very long time until it was recently restored and opened to the public again. And there are plenty of stories about this place told to me by the locals, about how it was haunted and surrounded by lots of mystery. So when you're in Cairo next, don't be a typical tourist and go and visit these places because they are super interesting.